Did you know India, a country known for its colorful culture and diverse traditions, is home to more than 1.3 billion people, making it the second most populous country in the world? Welcome, dear listeners, to a journey through the enigma that is India. Often described as a subcontinent rather than a country, India is a land of contrasts and contradictions. It's a place where the past and the future coexist, where the ancient traditions rub shoulders with the ultra-modern technology. From the snow-clad peaks of the Himalayas in the north to the sun-kissed beaches of Goa in the south, India's geographical diversity is as vast as its cultural richness. India is a mosaic of languages, religions, and cultures. With over 2,000 distinct ethnic groups and more than 1,600 spoken languages, it's a melting pot of diversity. This country is a kaleidoscope of vibrant festivals, from Holi, the festival of colors, to Diwali, the festival of lights, each one steeped in rich traditions and mythology. Indian cuisine, just like its culture, varies from region to region, offering a culinary journey like no other. From the spicy curries of the north to the coconut-infused flavors of the south, each dish tells a story of its own. India also holds a prominent place on the global stage. It's an economic powerhouse, a nuclear-armed state, and home to the world's largest movie industry, Bollywood. Its contributions to science, mathematics, literature, and philosophy date back thousands of years, making it a cradle of civilization. Despite its myriad achievements, India, like any other country, has its share of challenges. Rapid urbanization, population growth, and economic disparities have given rise to complex social and environmental issues. However, beneath the vibrant facade, there are facets of India that remain shrouded in darkness. As we delve deeper into this journey, we'll explore some of these darker aspects, shedding light on the struggles and the resilience of the Indian people. Stay with us as we navigate through the enigma that is India. Despite India's booming economy, nearly 22% of its population lives below the poverty line. Yes, you heard it right. Despite being one of the fastest-growing economies in the world, India still grapples with the heavy burden of poverty. A paradox, isn't it? A nation where skyscrapers touch the clouds and luxury cars whiz through the streets, yet millions still struggle to put food on the table and have a roof over their heads. This is the enigma that is India, a country of contrasts, where prosperity and poverty live side by side. Now let's try to understand the roots of this issue. The causes of poverty in India are multifaceted and complex, ranging from historical factors and social inequalities to a lack of quality education and access to healthcare. It's like a web that keeps expanding, entangling an ever-growing number of people within its threads. But it's not all doom and gloom. The Indian government, along with numerous non-governmental organizations, is working tirelessly to alleviate poverty. From implementing welfare schemes to providing subsidized food and healthcare to the poor, efforts are being made on a massive scale. Yet, the road to poverty eradication is a long one, with many a hurdle on the way. So, what's the way forward? Well, it's clear that economic growth alone cannot solve the problem. A more inclusive approach is needed, one that addresses the underlying social and economic disparities. This means ensuring equal access to quality education and healthcare, creating job opportunities, and most importantly, empowering the marginalized sections of society. Remember, poverty is not just about lack of money. It's about lack of opportunity, lack of resources, and lack of voice. And as long as these issues persist, the struggle with poverty will continue. The stark contrast between India's economic growth and widespread poverty paints a complex picture of the country's reality. A reality that needs to be acknowledged and addressed, for the true potential of India lies not in its economic prowess, but in the well-being of its people. In India, a woman is reportedly raped every 15 minutes. This is a chilling statistic that points to the harsh reality many women face. The plight of women in India is a grim narrative woven from threads of societal norms, gender inequality, and a deeply entrenched patriarchal culture. In the heart of this narrative, sexual violence emerges as a horrifyingly common ordeal. Despite the legal provisions, the enforcement is often weak and the justice system slow. This lack of deterrence and the culture of victim blaming create an environment of impunity for the perpetrators. Beyond the widespread sexual violence, societal norms also play a significant role in the suppression of women. From a young age, girls are often conditioned to believe that their worth lies in their ability to be good wives and mothers, reinforcing gender stereotypes. These societal expectations stifle the aspirations of countless women, depriving them of opportunities for personal growth and independence. It's also important to highlight the glaring gender inequality. From education and healthcare to employment and property rights, the gender gap persists. The World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report ranked India 112th out of 153 countries in 2020, a sobering testament to the deeply rooted gender bias. However, it's not all doom and gloom. Many individuals and organizations are tirelessly working to change the narrative. From grassroots movements challenging societal norms to legal reforms aimed at strengthening women's rights, the battle for gender equality is being fought on multiple fronts. It's a slow and arduous journey, but the resilience of Indian women is awe-inspiring. They are not just victims, but also survivors, fighters, and changemakers. Their stories of courage and determination are a beacon of hope in the midst of the darkness. But there is still a long way to go. The struggles of Indian women are a dark aspect of the country that requires immediate attention. The time for change is now. Because every woman deserves to live in a world where she is safe, respected, and empowered. A world where she is not defined by her gender, but by her capabilities and dreams. The struggles of Indian women are a dark aspect of the country that requires immediate attention. The Indian caste system, a 2,000-year-old social hierarchy, continues to influence the lives of many Indians, often in detrimental ways. Born from the ancient philosophy of Varnas, this intricate system has woven itself into the very fabric of Indian society. The system is composed of 4 primary castes, or Varnas. At the top, we have the Brahmins, traditionally the scholars and priests. Next are the Kshatriyas, the warriors and rulers. Then come the Vaishyas, the traders and merchants. At the bottom of this hierarchy are the Shudras, the laborers. Outside this fourfold division are the Dalits, often referred to as the untouchables. The caste system, originally intended as a division of labor, has morphed into a tool of social exclusion and discrimination. The lower castes, particularly the Dalits, often face prejudice and injustice, affecting their access to education, employment, and even basic human rights. Imagine being born into a caste and having your life's trajectory determined by it. Your occupation, your social standing, even your potential life partner, all predestined by your birth. This is the reality for many people living under the shadow of the caste system. This system, though outlawed by the Indian Constitution is still deeply ingrained in the societal mindset. Despite numerous reforms and laws aimed at eradicating caste-based discrimination, the practice persists, fueled by deeply entrenched biases and prejudices. The persistence of the caste system isn't just a social issue, it's a human rights issue. It perpetuates inequality and hinders social mobility. It stifles the potential of millions of individuals, keeping them trapped in a cycle of poverty and exclusion. Despite the challenges, there are glimmers of hope. Many Indians, particularly the younger generation, are challenging the caste system, advocating for a society where everyone is judged by their abilities and character, not their caste. The persistence of the caste system is a testament to the deeply rooted social issues that India grapples with. However, it's also a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring hope for a more equal and inclusive society. India is home to 21 of the world's 30 most polluted cities, a grim reminder of the environmental challenges the country faces. Let's take a closer look at these challenges. First off, air pollution. It's a silent killer, creeping into homes and schools, affecting every breath taken by the inhabitants of these cities. The main culprits? Vehicle emissions, industrial pollutants, and crop burning. These activities release harmful particles into the air, causing a thick layer of smog to envelop cities, especially during winter months. And the health implications? They're staggering. From lung diseases to heart conditions, the effects of air pollution on human health are far-reaching and devastating. Next up, water pollution. While India is cradled by mighty rivers and a vast coastline, the waters are not as pristine as they may seem. Industrial waste, untreated sewage, and agricultural runoff have turned these lifelines into toxic streams. The Ganges River, considered sacred by millions, has become one of the most polluted rivers in the world. This pollution not only poses a threat to human health, but also wreaks havoc on aquatic ecosystems. Lastly, let's talk about deforestation. India, once covered by lush forests, has seen a rapid decline in its green cover. The drive for development and the growing demand for agricultural land have led to massive deforestation. This loss of green cover has resulted in soil erosion, loss of biodiversity, and has accelerated climate change. But there's more to this story than just doom and gloom. There are people, communities, and organizations working tirelessly towards sustainable practices. They're planting trees, cleaning rivers, and advocating for stricter pollution control measures. They're the beacon of hope in this seemingly dark scenario. However, the scale of these environmental issues is enormous, and the efforts to combat them need to be equally substantial. It requires collective action, policy changes, and a shift in mindset towards sustainability and conservation. The environmental issues in India are a dark shadow looming over the country's future. But remember, every shadow is a sign of light nearby. It's about turning towards that light and making the change happen. Despite these challenges, India is a country of incredible resilience and potential for change. Let's turn our gaze to the silver linings in the clouds of India's struggles. Amid the darkness, there are glimmers of hope, of individuals, communities, and organizations tirelessly working to bring positive change in the country. Consider the story of Riya Sharma, a young woman who founded Make Love Not Scars, an organization dedicated to rehabilitating survivors of acid attacks. Through her unwavering efforts, Riya has not only provided a lifeline to numerous survivors, but also helped to make acid less accessible in the market. Then there's the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, or Clean India Mission, a nationwide campaign that has dramatically improved sanitation and hygiene across the country. Launched in 2014, this initiative has led to the construction of over 90 million toilets, drastically reducing open defecation and contributing to better health outcomes. Let's not forget about the many nonprofits like Pratham and Teach for India that are striving to improve the quality of education for underprivileged children. These organizations, driven by the belief that every child deserves a quality education, are working tirelessly to bridge the gap and provide opportunities for a better future. In the face of environmental concerns, endeavors like Afforest are turning the tide. This enterprise promotes creating dense, mini forests in urban areas, helping to combat pollution and promote biodiversity. And when it comes to the caste system, the fight is far from over. Yet there are individuals and organizations tirelessly advocating for caste equality, creating safe spaces for dialogue, and working towards a society where your birth does not determine your worth. These are but a few examples of the relentless efforts for change in India. Each story, each initiative, each small triumph is a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Indian people. While India may be grappling with dark issues, the spirit of its people and their capacity for change shine a hopeful light on its future. India is a land of contrasts, a vibrant culture marred by deep-seated issues. It's a place where the ancient and the modern, the beautiful and the grim, collide in a whirl of colors, sounds, and experiences. We've journeyed through the dark side of India, glimpsing the struggles with poverty, the plight of women, the caste system, and environmental issues. Yet, as we traversed this often shadowy landscape, we also spotted glimmers of hope, the spark in the eyes of those fighting for change, the resilience of communities banding together, the quiet yet relentless progress being made in pockets across the country. India is a tale of two halves, and understanding both is key to appreciating the country in its entirety. This journey has been enlightening, compelling, and at times, heart-wrenching. As we explore the world, it's crucial to acknowledge not just the beauty, but also the challenges each country faces. Only then can we truly understand and appreciate the complexity of our global community.